So, welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd give you a quick preview on what my nail desk looks like at the moment. Everything's a mess. That's where my nail desk is supposed to be, but this is where my nail desk is at the moment. Not happy, but anyway. So, I thought today I would just do a pink and white set because I saw Natalie Mugridge do one the other day and I thought, let me practice my nail beds because I'm not very good at nail beds. You have to do them quite a lot to practice. And I don't really do them often enough. So, what colour did I get to use? I used, not that one. Oh, where is it? Oops, it was Peachy Bell Soft, but I will put everything in the description box below. So, I watched a video, a young nail school video on how to apply a bead. I was like, let me try that. And do you know what? It seemed to work out quite well. My bead weren't too bad. It sort of ran to one side, so I thought, what I'll do is I'll just go with that. It's not very deep, my wall. I think if I was doing a set on a person, I'd probably make my wall a bit higher, only because I've got something to file to and I could add a bit more of a design. These were just like a practice. So, you can't see, but I'm actually doing my index finger. I hadn't even realised that it wasn't recording my index finger. But there you go. That's me. You know what I'm like. I do a video and then, you know, I'm always out of shot somewhere along the line. So here I am, just doing my nail bed. Yada da 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 da. But what I decided to do was I've done a nail bed on my ring finger and my index finger, and then I just done a light covering over the two fingers and a thumb, just so it had a bit of cover. Really, I didn't really need to because of these tips. Now these are half tips that you'd use for doing on a manicure, but I decided I would use them in my hand because they're, you know, to be honest with you, they're quite ideal to fit in the finger. Do you know what I mean? Not a problem whatsoever. So right now I'm deciding to move on to my other fingers because, you know, we just didn't get to see the index. Right, this is them all covered. I'm just showing you how deep my wall is for my button up against. It's not very deep, but like I say, if I was doing a set of nails on a person, it would probably be a bit deeper and the nail would be a little bit longer. So I'm using some little dots I got from nailsugar. I'm using Little Angels dust, not dust, glitter. They done a charity last year for bereaved parents who lost babies, and this is their mix, and I bought 2 bags of it because, you know, it was for a good cause. You know, some people, we've lost our babies, and anyway. So what I decided to do was I just mixed it up a bit and just put a bit here and a bit there. And to be honest with you, I wasn't really too sure what I was doing. I was just sort of flinging it together, as you do. So, and at the moment I can't really see what I'm doing because there's a recording box right in front of me. So as far as I can remember, I think I'm using soft white from Glitter Bells. I am using soft white from Glitter Bells. And what I did was I put the soft white down at the tip of the ring finger, and I'm going to do that on the index finger. And I just picked up some dots and some Little Angels glitter and just put it on the end of the finger, really. On the end of that white bit, just a few. I wanted some smaller dots, and I didn't think about getting out one of my little triangles, the trays, to put my glitter in. I didn't think about that. Duh. So here I am, just putting it on, tidying it up, just trying to make it look, you know, reasonably tidy. I don't know, to be honest with you, I don't know what I was doing. I was just sort of like flinging it together. To be honest with you, what am I doing now? Because I can't really see it again. With the box in my ear. What was I doing? Did I put a bit of clear on? I think I put a bit of clear on. I did actually put a bit clear on by mistake on one of these fingers. I put it on too thick. I can't remember which finger it was, but it was way too thick. I only wanted to put a thin bit. I picked up such a big bead and I blobbed it on. I was like, oh, you idiot. Idiot. Right, I don't know what I'm doing. Am I doing my index finger? Yeah. Can you see it? No. Because why would I want to show you that? Anyway, so what I had done was before I got on with doing this design. Once I'd made my nail beds and all the fingers were dry, I then just went round my index finger and my ring finger, just tidy up that wall a bit, so I had something to butt up to. It didn't turn out as good as I thought it would be, but I don't really do it often, so I should really do this a lot more often, because then I know that I'd get better at it. You know, practice makes perfect and all that. So here I am. You wouldn't believe I'm actually putting some of the stars and stuff on. You can probably see me trying to pick some up off the desk. Yeah, it's really strange. And today being cold. I don't know it's going to snow. I don't know where. It ain't snowing in London, I know that for a fact. Apparently it's going to be like a foot of snow in the north of England. So if you're living in the north of England and you're watching, I'm really sorry that you're going to get snow and get snowed in. It may look pretty, but I don't appreciate driving in it, so I'm hoping we don't get snow in London, because I really don't want to be driving in it. So here's my little finger. So what I thought I'd do is, I thought I'd put a little bit of the little angels on my little finger and just cover the whole finger, and I put on way too much. I picked up too much of a big bead. I didn't really mean to pick up such a great big massive bead, so I'm just spreading it about. You know, just trying to even it out and flatten it a bit, because you don't want it thick. I mean, I'll just ruin it at the end anyway. But anyway, you know, you just try and even it out a bit, and you know, try and make some so it's just you know, even all over really. What did I do there? Picked up a wet bead. Oh, that was it. I was trying to make it a bit wet so that it just stuck the. Yeah, don't want to get acrylic on your client if you're doing this on actually a person. Did I put Milo flakes on that one? Yeah, I did. I did put flakes on that one, but I can't remember when. Maybe that's what I just did just now. I don't know. I'm doing something out of shop. Right, now I'm doing my ring finger. So this one, what I did was, I just put a little bit of clear halfway up the nail, and then I just picked up some dots and I just put them all over the nail really. I should have like separated them out and I didn't. So if you're ever doing little things with little bits, just pour them into something so you can spread them out a bit. I do that later with my gems, but I didn't think to do it with the glitter with this dots. But you know, I thought I'd try my dots. I've got loads of stuff. I've got to start using it. So this year I'm going to make it my priority to get these things used. You know, I keep on buying this stuff, and you know something, I just bought a whole load of glitter and stuff from A&A glitter store. I don't know what they're like. I'm waiting for the box to come. Once it turns up, obviously I'm going to do a review on it. I bought the £40 premium subscription, because I just, you know, as they do, get obsessed, whatever. So I don't even know what's in it. I know that there's going to be glitters, 2 dusting powders, I think. You'll either get a core powder, a polish, or a colour powder from Glitter Bells in it, and you'll also get a voucher. I mean, to be honest with you, it's quite worth it if you sit there and really work out how much you spend on things. So here I am putting some Mylar flakes that I got. They're not from nailsugar. I don't know where they're from. On here. Now what am I doing? Doing my index finger. What am I doing? Oh no, I'm doing my thumb. I'll tell you something, because the thumb don't bend like a thumb. The fingers bend, but because the thumb don't bend, it's really difficult to try and get it to sort of face down a bit. Maybe that's why there's one with long springs. Like a flexi hand or flexi finger hand. You can get one with longer springs, so it might be that, so that you can bend that down a bit. Why am I looking at my little finger? Oh yeah, now I'm putting a clear coat on. So I just get a bead and I just tap, 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 tap. And what I do is I'm bending that finger all the way down, and I'm just tapping it into the back and letting gravity take its course and pull that whole bead straight down the nail. Now, this is my first attempt at a 1 bead application, so it's not pretty. This set isn't pretty as in like shape wise. I don't know what happened. I mean, I've made some better shapes than this, styles like this, I don't know. I think this one I only covered the tip, because core powders, you don't need to cover them like completely. You know, they've got a strength in them, so you don't need to strengthen them up. Core powders are a strength powder, so you don't like they have their own strength. You don't need to cover them with clear covers. But because I use glitters, I had to cover them. So, so what I did with the ring finger is I just put a little bit of clear just on the tip and just going over the top of the bed. And again, with this middle finger, I just put a bead at the back and just tapping it along the cuticle, making sure it doesn't touch your client's skin, and let gravity just pull it down, tied it up, and pull it down, pull it down. And do you know something? I was really, really happy with this one. I was quite happy with this one because I didn't have to do a lot of faffing about. Then I think I touched it and like ruined it. It's proper gutted really. But anyway, yeah, the shaping's not that great. I would say to you, I've seen this and I've done it myself. When you're doing a set of nails, try and make them as narrow as you possibly can, because once you put your product on, it bulks them out. And I didn't really think about doing that on this set. I just sort of bunged the tips in and just went on along with it. So again, with my index finger, like I did with my ring finger, I'm just covering up the tip and a little bit over the nail bed. I don't really need to cover the whole entire nail bed. I just need to cover that tip, just to make sure that them glitters are covered. Now for my thumb, I hate doing thumbs. You know what, thumbs are my nemesis. I hate thumbs. Thumbs I really hate. I don't know if I've done this in one bead or two, and this one just went proper wrong. You can't really bend the thumb like you would normally with the hand. You know, you can't move it around like you'd like to. And also this thumb turned out to be really bulky as well. This one I had to do. I picked up a bead and I'm like, where did that go? It fell off. It fell off, so I had to get another one. Because I was draining my bead out and it fell off onto my tissue. I hadn't even noticed it fell off onto my tissue. I mean, this one's proper bulky. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, so this is them. Alright, so I thought I'd show you how I file. But I'll tell you something, doing it on these little things is really hard. So I might do a video when I'm doing a longer set and how I file a nail. But what I usually do is the side walls, go straight down the side walls, go over, around the cuticle, and then I go along the tip and over the top. You know, but I'm here faffing about, filing like an idiot, like mad. It does take a bit of skill to be able to file very well, and I don't really have that skill. But you've got to make sure that you've got your apex right. That's why you're constantly looking down the barrel of your nail, and also down the side of your nail. So you can see you've got to get your apex in the back third, as Kirsten Eakin says. But yeah, you've got to make sure that it's got that style. See, it's getting a bit better. It's not great, but it's getting better. And also you've got to make sure that there's no acrylic underneath the tip as well, because it makes the shape of the nail look odd. Right, so now I've finished filing and buffing everything. This is them all filed, buffed, and everything's clean. I got some gems that I got from nailsugar, and I got some rhinestone glue that I got from Model Ones. This rhinestone glue stuff's good, I tell you. So I just got a dotting tool, and what I'm doing is I'm just putting a little bit on the back of the nail on the two ones with the nail beds, because I thought they looked a bit bored and a bit lonely. So I picked up one gem. No, that was, I thought, should I put that on? I was like, yeah, okay, that's fine. It's the biggest gem out of the lot. I think it's an SS20, I don't know. Then I got the next size, put that on, I was like, no, that's too big. So I went and knocked it off, and it landed straight in my gem glue, man. Like, lordy. I just put it in the lid. I mean, these aren't like expensive Swarovskis. I would have think I've had heart attack and panic attacks and everything if a Swarovski fell in there. But, you know, and I just cleaned it off after. So what I did was I got one big gem in the middle, and then I just put two medium ones, one on either side, and that is it. That's that one done. And to be honest with you, it didn't even shift. Now I left that, I didn't bake it, and I moved on to my index finger. Alright, so, you know, I just thought, I don't even know what I'm going to do with my index finger. I just went along the edge really. Yeah, don't get no nail glue on your client either, just get rid of it. I didn't have anything, so I just used my nail. You shouldn't really, but I did. So I just got a big gem and then a next size down and then a next size down, and I just sort of bunged it on really, and I didn't really think about the design when I done it. I just sort of put it on. I think if I'd filed these with my e-file and everything, I would have been happier with them, but I didn't. I couldn't be bothered to get my e-file out. You know, I haven't really got much space at the moment, so I just thought, no, I'll just leave it as it is. Just hand file it. It's only a little set. It's going to be made and go in a box. So then I've got some little gems, and I thought, let me put a couple of little gems just on the ring finger. So I done a line, and you know, them gems hadn't hardly moved. That rhinestone gem stuff is good, man. For Model 1s, that's a really good gem glue. I tell ya, they hardly moved. So I put two little tiny ones in between the large one and the one next to it, if I could find it. And then I thought, let me just put another one in the middle just to make it like a diamond, like a triangular shape. And that is it. They're done. Well, I'm quite happy with that. So I baked that under my LED light for 60 seconds, so I don't know how long you was meant to do it. So now I'm going to show you how to top coat when you put gems on a nail. So when you top coat a nail and it's got gems on, you butt up to the gems. You go around the edge. You do not put any nail, any top coat over the top. You just go up to the gem, and that is all you do. You don't need to go up. If you want to go through the gaps, get a tiniest brush you can and just put a little dab in the middle, but other than that you don't need to. Right, this is them finished. Tell me what you think. You think it's a nice little set? You know, it's you know, it's not a spring set and it's not a wintry set, it's sort of an in-between set. So there they are, all in their little pretty glory. Quite happy with those, especially with the way that ring finger turned out with the gems. Not quite nice and sparkly. See how sparkly them gems are? Right, I shall see you in another video. Ta-da! Bye!